Hi, I'm David Bush, Co-Chief Investment Officer at Trajan Wealth. Recently, I had the opportunity to appear on Schwab Morning Trade Live. We discussed the economy, markets, and how investors should position their portfolio.
Joining us now is David Bush, Co-Chief Investment Officer at Trajan Wealth. Thanks so much, David, for joining us this morning. It's really nice to see you here. So obviously a very busy day, plenty of headlines driving the tape, particularly this afternoon with the FOMC and the Mag 7. What are you expecting from everything?
Yeah, so today I would expect the Federal Reserve to pause, the FOMC to pause any further rate cuts, or at least pause for today, but they may also signal a pause in further rate cuts. If we look at the economy as a whole, yes, we have positive economic growth. Labor markets are softening, but the unemployment rate is still relatively low. We're just waiting on that last mile of inflation to get back to the Fed's 2% target. So a pause and wait and see is probably the likely outcome of today's meeting.
And then the Mag 7, I mean, obviously that's going to be the next big test for these markets. I mean, a pretty high bar off the back of what we've heard from some of these memory folks. What are you expecting?
Yeah, so today we have three earning announcements coming from Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla, and they're all part of the Mag 7 and part of that concentration in the S&P 500. So how earnings releases are received by investors and what they signal is going to drive market returns. And so we could see some headline risk this afternoon once those earnings are released.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are you watching, as far as some of the opportunities in the market right now? The start of 2026 was one of rotation. The theme was very much broadening out and diversification. But now we've seen that rotation back into perhaps arguably what had been working last year with some of the leadership back in the driver's seat. Where are you looking in this market right now as far as, allocating the portfolio?
Yeah, so I'm looking at more of a barbell approach. So I still want to be invested in large cap tech because AI is the wave of the future, and there's going to be that build out and that monetization of that AI. Ultimately, though, we barbell that with some value tilted dividend payers, and specifically those industries that should benefit from the AI infrastructure build out over the next couple of years. Also, if we look into the Russell 2000, so we look down to that small and mid cap, they're going to be beneficiaries of easier monetary policy, but also the onshoring or reshoring of manufacturing into the U.S. and will also participate as suppliers for some of these industrials and that AI infrastructure build out.
With these Mag 7 names, I mean, obviously not just the mega cap tech, but even outside of that, they've been very much benefiting from the hope that, obviously AI is going to be a game changer for our lives. It's all going to be about productivity. It's all going to be about efficiency gains. But do you think that's being a little bit too well priced in at this stage as to, the benefit that's going to have? As far as how we carry out our days at this stage when, all the talk seems to be about application, but we're just not there yet? Or do you think it's being sufficiently baked in?
So valuations are higher, and so there is excitement about the benefit that AI can bring to the U.S. economy. What I would say is that we have to wait and see if these companies are going to be able to monetize the AI. First and foremost, and then secondly, is how industries across the economy are going to adopt AI and what efficiencies they'll gain from it. So right now, I would say that's why we're barbelling is because we want to stay invested in that large cap growth, that large cap tech, but also balance it out with some value tilted dividend payers to help dampen some of the portfolio volatility.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit of diversification, hedging in this market. We've got to leave it there, David. Really busy day here. Really appreciate your insights. David Bush there, Co-Chief Investment Officer at Trajan Wealth.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment to get more content just like this.